Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on day one of the Belmont Stakes Festival. It's Thursday, June the 6th, 2019. I'm going to look at the stakes races on today's program, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me the rest of the week for some more Belmont previews. But today's day one of the festival. It looks like some great races here, so we're going to look at the stakes races. Also, I'm going to throw in a bonus race. The first race is a very nice kind of marathon race, which I really want to look at. So we're going to look at races 1, 3, 7, and 8. So races 1, 3, 7, and 8. Let's get on to it. Starting off with the opener, keep in mind first post today is 3:05 Eastern, so it's a twilight post. But the first race, it is an allowance optional claimer purse, $92,000. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. Never won $10,000 once in the main claim starter or stable allowance race, which never won 2 races, or claim price of $25,000. We have a field of 5 horses, but I think it's a good group of 5 horses going the distance of ground of 2,200 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 3/8 on the Widener Turf course. 2,200 meters, a mile 3/8 Widener Turf. And we're used to seeing these mile 3/8 races on the inner turf course, so when they card it on the Widener, it's a little different. They just don't card these races, these 2-turn races on the outer turf course very often. So when you see them, look at them, because they're very exciting races. Usually when they covered mile 3/8 races on the Widener, it's because they have to take it off the inner because it's a little bit too wet. But my top selection here in the opener, I'm going to go with the number 2 horse, Pillar Mountain. I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5 in the superfecta. 2, 3, 4, 5 super. Top selection, 2 horse, Pillar Mountain. This 4-year-old colt by Kodiak. Tom Pletcher trains. Joel Rosario gets the leg up. The horse's most recent outing came the 2nd of May at Churchill, mile 16th on firm ground, and allowance race for $101,000. Great prize money, but the horse finished 3rd by 3 lengths. He had a wide post draw. He was very wide that day, but he had a very good turn of foot closing up well. It was a good effort. This horse looks like he can be multi-dimensional here. He could come from behind, or he could set the pace or set closer like he did on the 5th of August at Saratoga on a very soft inner turf course. Mile 3/8 and allowance race 90,000. First time facing older horses. I thought he ran a good second place finish by 1/4 lengths. He stalked early on after not the best beginnings. He had the lead, but then he got caught right before the wire. But I thought he ran a good effort there. And then before that, on the 5th of July at Belmont, mile 8th inner turf course, an obsolete claimer, he finished 7th by 5.5 lengths. He was way out of it most of the race, and he just never had the good run. It just wasn't the day to win in his North America debut. And then before that, Dundalk on Ireland on the 1st of December of 2017 in the 1 mile maiden race. He won by 1 1/4, and he closed up well, and just went away with it. Could have won by more, but it doesn't get any easier than that. He's bred to go the distance. He has Rosario up, who's a good pace rider. If there's not going to be a lot of pace, I could see this horse getting sent to the front end, and if he sets some easy fractions, I think he could run a good race. So 5-2, I'll take him. He's not the best price in the world, I do admit. But to recap my selection for the first from Belmont, I'm going to go with the 2 horse, Pillar Mountain. I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5 in the superfecta. Let's get to the third race now from Belmont, which is the feature of the afternoon. The third race, it is the Grade 3 Wonder Again Stakes. It's a Grade 3 race going for a purse of $200,000. Races for 3-year-old fillies. We have 6 horses, but the 2 horse is main track only, so 5 will be going on the inner turf course. The distance of ground of 1,800 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/8 on the inner turf course. 1,800, a mile and 1/8. And I show the diagram, just gives me that little extra second to look down my notes, just bear with me. But the rails are out on the turf course, or aren't out on the turf course, so they'll be running against the hedge this weekend for the first time all meeting. But my top selection, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse, Newspaper of Record. She's a single in the multi-race. I think second off the break, she should really run a good race. I'm going to go 3, 5, 1, 4 in the superfecta. 3, 5, 1, 4 super. That's going to be the only way to make money with this race. But the top selection, 3 horse, Newspaper of Record. The 3-year-old filly by Loop de Vega. Chad Brown trains. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets the leg up. The horse's most recent outing came at Churchill on the 3rd of May. Mile 16th on good turf course. I don't want to say the softer side of good personally. And the Grade 3 Edgewood. The horse finished 2nd by 3 3/4 lengths. She set the pace early on. In the stretch, she just never fired. She got caught by just a little bit of a better horse that day. Never quickened up. But first off the break, she probably needed the run. I think second off, back to the home base. I think she'll run a lot better. Before that, she ran at Churchill on yielding ground, 2nd November, 1 mile in British Cup Juvenile Fleece Turf. She won by 6 3/4 lengths, and on the front and all throughout, she just won for fun. That was a very good run for her. And then before that, in the Miss Grillo here at Belmont on the inner turf course, yielding ground, 1 mile 16, she won by 6 1/2, and she went away with it. A very good run. The race before the Miss Grillo was on the 19th of August at Saratoga. That came in a mean special weight for 85,000, and that day she won by 6 3/4 lengths. That day she stalked early on, she got the lead, and then she just took off. That was a very, very good run. Something I've noticed about her, if you look through her running styles, you'll notice it too. It doesn't take an idiot to notice, but she's never run on fast ground, firm ground. The closest she's got was good ground. So today, hopefully we don't get shitty rain and stuff. Hopefully we'll see her run on fast ground and see what she can really do. But other than the subpar race in the Edgewood, she's still run very nicely. She's been training well since the Edgewood, and just like over the other horses here, the Edgewood was a lot tougher race than this one. And if she doesn't win today, then she's definitely overrated. But to recap my selection now for the third from Belmont, it's the Grade 3 Wonder again. Gonna go with the 3-horse Newspaper of Record. I'm going to go 3, 5, 1, 4 in the superfecta. So we're going to get to the 7th race now from Belmont, which is for the 2-year-olds. It's the Astoria Stakes, the very historic Astoria Stakes. It's going for a purse of $150,000. Races for 2-year-old fillies. Field of 9 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,100 meters, or the distance of ground of 5.5 furlongs on the Big Sandy main track. 1,100, 5.5. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 6 horse here, Sneaky Surprise. I'm going to go 6293 in the superfecta. 6293 super. Top selection, 6 horse, Sneaky Surprise. This 2-year-old filly by Giant Surprise, who's by Giant's Causeway. Top Pletcher trains. John Velasquez gets the leg up. The horses only had one start. That came on the 9th of May at Belmont. 5 furlongs in a state bred main special weight, 62,000. And she won by 4 1/4 lengths there. She didn't break all that well, but shortly after went straight to the front end, and then she just didn't look back. She was the quickest horse that day, and that's what you need in these races for the 2-year-olds at Belmont, and she just won for fun. A very good race. Since then, she's been training well here at Belmont. Most recent workout, 4 furlong work on the training track in 49.2, like I said, but like I said, she's the fastest horse here in her debut. She's coming here. She probably doesn't have to set the pace, but that for her to recover that quickly after a bad beginning was quite nice. So we know she can handle the adversity. But something I want to keep in mind, for the last, I want to say 3 years, Naira has been running these 100,000 mean special weights called the Astoria Trial, the Tremont Trials, for 2-year-olds in April to May. And something I want you to keep in mind here, that if only one horse is coming out of those races here, and that's going to be the number 4 horse, Talk You out of it, and she didn't even win the race. So just keep that in mind, that no horse is coming out of only one horse is coming out of those trial races for 100 grand. All the other horses are coming from out of town. So did they discontinue that next year? But like I said, Sneaky Surprise, she overcame adversity to win last time out. I think she has a live chance. I also think the 2-horse has a live chance. This Marcassi trained 2-year-old filly by Competitive Edge. She won her debut at Gulfstream very nicely by 1 1/4 lengths. She stalked early on. She closed up well, and she just ran away with it. A very good run. She's been training. Most recent workout came here at Belmont, 4 furlongs in 52.2. A very good, slowish but still good workout. The 2-horse rated trait, pardon me, I can't speak, it was 4:30 in the morning, but she still ran very nicely. She's a horse I'll definitely use on the pick 4 ticket. To tell you the truth, I'm probably going to use all 4 of these horses I have in my super on the pick 4 ticket, because I think these 2-year-old races can be very random at times, so I think you want to be covered here. I think the other races you can go a little smaller. You don't have to go as deep in some of the other races, but it's a very good race here, and let's hopefully we get lucky. But to recap my selection for the 7th for Belmont, it's the Astoria. I'm going to take the 6-horse Sneaky Surprise. I'll go 6-2-9-3 in the superfecta. Let's get to the 8th race now from Belmont, which is the Intercontinental Stakes. It's a Grade 3 event going for a purse $200,000. Races for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 10 horses here going to post. Keep in mind, the 3-horse is a main track only, so 9 will go to the post on the turf course. The distance of ground of 1,400 meters, or 7 furlongs on the main turf course. The Widener turf course, 1,400, 7 furlongs. race named after Intercontinental, who won the 2005 Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Turf here at Belmont for Bobby Frankel, and Rafael Beirano was on that, who rode a terrific race. In that same race was the horse Ouija Board, and Jerry Bailey rode her that day. And I think he just rode a stupid race in Ouija Board, not one of his best rides. But later on in the day, he made up with the St. Liam. But Intercontinental, good horse. My top selection here, I'm gonna go with the number 5 horse, Stella di Camelot. I'm gonna go 5-2-4-9 in the superfecta. 5-2-4-9 super. Top selection of 5 horse, Stella di Camelot. 4-year-old filly by Camelot. Chad Brown trains. Manny Franco gets the leg up. This horse is making her seasonal reappearance, but most recent out came 23rd of November at Churchill, yielding ground a mile 16th in the Grade 2 Mrs. Revere. She finished 5th by 3 3/4 lengths. She was 50 cents a dollar favorite, and she just did not handle the wet going there. She didn't break all that well. She had bumped a few times, and it just wasn't her day to win. I think coming here on hopefully fast ground, her better races have come on fast ground. I think she'll run a lot better. Before that, train here in the Pebbles at Belmont, soft ground, 1 mile, October the 13th. And she won her North America debut by 2 3/4 lengths. She sat back early, she closed up well, and she just went away with it. A very good run. The inner turf course at Belmont could play towards speed, but the Widener mile races or 7 furlong races here at Belmont on the Widener, closers really do well here. So I think it's going to play towards her, and I think you're going to see a little pace in the front for a closer like this. But she also could set the pace like she did in her last race in France at Maisons of Feet. 1 mile down the straightaway in just an allowance race. She won by 3/4 length, and on the lead all throughout, she just went away with it. A very good run. And before that, they took this horse to Italy at Campanelli, 1 mile in good ground in the Premio Regina Elena Stakes. And I couldn't find a replay for the race, but she finished 3rd by 2 1/4 lengths. And according to the comment line, she said mid-pack, stayed on without threatening. So in other words, she probably never quickened up. But the race before, did find a replay from Fontainebleau in a soft going straight away 6 furlong allowance sprint, which finished 4th by 5 lengths. A little bit of turn of foot, but it wasn't anything spectacular there. And then as a 2-year-old, she ran the Premiesque at Maisons of Feet down the straightaway going 7 furlongs, and again, she never really quickened up. But those were slower paced races. She likes firm ground. She's going to get it today, and I think she closed up well. 7-2. I'll take her. So to recap my selection for the 8th from Belmont's Grade 3 Intercontinental, I'm going to go with the 5 horse Stella di Camelot. I'm going to go 5-2-4-9 in the superfecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at horseracingkid5. Good luck.